In the world of modern aviation, the philosophy is usually the same. Go fast, fly high, be invisible. Modern fighter jets are delicate, stealthy instruments of war, designed to kill their enemies from miles away without ever being seen. But then there is the A-10 Thunderbolt II, better known to the troops as the Warthog. It is slow. It is ugly. It appears on radar screens like a flying brick. But the A-10 wasn't built to be a plane. In the 1970s, engineers didn't design an aircraft and then bolt a gun onto it. They took the largest rotary cannon ever built, and they wrapped a plane around it. This is the story of the GAU Avenger, a gun the size of a car that flies. Today on Ordnance Archives, we are looking at the engineering insanity behind the sky's deadliest tank killer. To understand the Warthog, you have to ignore the wings and engines for a moment. You have to look at the spine. The GAU-8 Avenger is a 30mm hydraulically driven 7-barrel Gatling-style autocannon. The weapon system alone weighs 4,000 pounds. It takes up nearly 20% of the aircraft's total weight. In fact, the gun is so heavy that if you removed it for maintenance, the A-10 would instantly tip over backward on its tail. The plane is literally balanced by the weight of its own firepower. And let's talk about the ammo. It fires the PGU-14/B armor-piercing incendiary round. To put that in perspective, a standard milk bottle is roughly the same width. The standard loadout includes depleted uranium shells. Depleted uranium is extremely dense, 60% denser than lead. When one of these shells hits a tank at 3,000 feet per second, it doesn't just explode. It sharpens itself as it penetrates, punching through heavy armor like a hot knife through butter. Inside the tank, the uranium dust ignites, causing a catastrophic failure. The engineering challenges of putting a weapon this size into a plane were massive. The gun fires at a rate of 3,900 rounds per minute. That is 65 rounds every single second. The recoil force generated by the GAU-8 is approximately 10,000 pounds of force. To put that in perspective, the thrust of one of the A-10's engines is only about 9,000 pounds. This means the gun pushes backward harder than one engine pushes forward. If the gun wasn't mounted perfectly in the center line of the aircraft, the torque would push the plane off course every time the pilot pulled the trigger. This forced a strange design choice. Look closely at the nose. The front landing gear is offset to the right. The engineers had to move the wheel just to make room for the gun barrel to be perfectly centered. There is a long-standing myth that if the A-10 fires the gun for too long, the plane will stop in midair and fall out of the sky. While that is an exaggeration, the physics are real. When firing, the plane significantly slows down. The vibration is so intense that early test flights famously loosened the bolts on the airframe and cracked the landing gear. Because the A-10 is designed to fly low and slow to hunt tanks, it operates in the danger zone. It is a magnet for enemy ground fire, flak, and missiles. So the designers at Fairchild Republic decided to protect the most important component, the pilot. The pilot sits inside a casing of titanium armor weighing 1,200 pounds. It is affectionately known as the titanium bathtub. It surrounds the bottom and sides of the cockpit and is designed to stop direct hits from 23mm explosive shells. The redundancy of this machine is legendary. The A-10 is designed to fly with one engine blown off, half of its tail missing, and massive holes in the wings. Most modern jets fly by wire, computers controlling hydraulics. If the power goes out, the jet crashes. The A-10 has a manual reversion mode. If the hydraulics are shot out, the pilot can flip a switch and fly the plane using steel cables and pulleys, just like a WW-1 biplane. It is the ultimate backup system for a worst-case scenario. But the most iconic feature of the A-10 isn't the look, it's the sound. If you are on the ground, the experience is scientifically terrifying. The 30mm shells travel faster than the speed of sound. This means that if you are the target, the physics of sound work against you. You will see the ground exploding around you before you hear the gun firing. That famous brrrt noise is the sound of the gun firing, arriving seconds late. There is an old saying among infantry soldiers: if you hear the gun, you weren't the target. Because the people the A-10 is aiming at never hear it coming. For decades, the U.S. Air Force has tried to retire the A-10. They argue it is too old, too slow, and can't survive in a world of advanced anti-air missiles. They want to replace it with the F-35. But the soldiers on the ground disagree. The A-10 flies low enough to see the battlefield. It stays in the fight longer. And it carries a weapon that no stealth fighter can match. It is an ugly, slow relic of the Cold War, but as long as tanks need destroying, the flying gun will keep flying. Thanks for watching Ordnance Archives. If you enjoyed this look at the Warthog, hit that subscribe button. We have a video coming up on the secret history of the AK-47 that you won't want to miss. So tell me in the comments, should the Air Force retire the A-10, or is the F-35 a waste of money? Let the debate begin.